Coliseum, Mike, that's for sure. This is the Peristyles. The man on my right is Rick Johnson, driver of Chevy Thunder, and he is on the pole for the first time in his career. He's won here twice in a Supercross, a motorcycle race. This is the first time you've really put it all together this year. Last race at Dallas, you guys, being your first year, you started dead last at Dallas. Now you're on the pole. It's been a 2-month layoff. What a difference.
Yeah, in Dallas we qualified last. This time we qualify first. The big difference has to be in the seat time that I've got and the test time that the crew has got to put into the truck. Nelson's a new truck builder. I'm a new driver. So together we've both grown and matured into hopefully a winning team.
Well, John Nelson and Rick Johnson talking about the number of laps that they put in, 600. This is a guy to watch. Our man in the pits keeping tabs on what's going on back there with all the crews is Mike Galloway. Mike?
Thanks, Marty. Well, it's very hot this afternoon here at the LA Coliseum in the pits, but down on the track, it's much, much harder. The drivers are running 50 miles an hour down the back straightaway, but there's not a lot of time to circulate inside the truck and cool them off. Plus the fact that they're wearing the Nomex underwear, the fire suits, the gloves, the helmets, and all of the safety gear. The heat is going to be a very big factor, not only on the machineries, but in the stress in these drivers. We're going to have to see what kind of toll it takes as the afternoon goes along. Let's go back up to Mike Chamberlain.
All right, thank you very much, Mike, and stand by because we'll be checking in with you today throughout the racing here at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Now, in addition to the Grand National Sport Trucks, you'll see the Super 1600s, the ATVs, the Ultra Stocks, the Superlites, and, of course, the motorcycles. What I'm telling you, folks, is wake up, Grandma, get the kids away from their video games. We're going to rock and roll. The thrills and spills of stadium off-road racing coming at you on ESPN.
Well, not to confuse everybody, but we're going to go the opposite way right now because the motorcycles, or what they call the Ultra Cross on the Mickey Thompson circuit, line up and go the opposite way. You can see the rubber band stretched across, and this is going to be a fun one to watch, Marty, because back in, what is it, row number 6? Wow, it's going to get hot back there.
Exactly what we've been talking about. It's Kawasaki versus Yamaha. Mike Craig, the number 1 on the Kawasaki, the number 4 of Larry Brooks, right alongside him, and these two will be wearing the streamers on their helmets. That signifies they're the fastest qualifiers in the inverted starting position to get extra bonus points for passing as they work their way up to the front of the pack.
When we are off and running, that is Ridgway and Kodajarva in the lead. Well, let's see how long it takes Mike Craig and Larry Brooks to weave their way to the front of this pack. It's not a question of if they will, folks. It's a question of when they will weave their way to the top of the pack. They go the opposite way, come off that big double jump, and then the rhythm section, and now this ought to be fun. They're going to head up the Peristyle, full throttle here. They'll grab some air at the top, right there. Oh, my. Then a hard right-hand turn. They come back down, and this, folks, is an 85-foot drop.
Guess what? That's Larry Brooks in 4th place.
Unbelievable. It took him less than a lap to move into 4th. I think he's in 3rd now.
Well, yeah, soon.
Almost. Yeah, he will be. He will be soon. All right, they're working the second half of the Peristyles now.
Yeah, the motorcycles get to run it twice in each lap. They go up, down, and up and down, and you get a little dizzy and all that. But Steven Kodajarvi is the leader right now. He's a first-time runner here on the tour and giving a little wheelie there as he goes up and over.
He's on board the Kawasaki, 20 years of age. Oh, my, is that Brooks? Unbelievable.
Brooks has just taken 2 spots. Unfortunately, we were watching Kodajarvi, but watch Brooks because he shot it out of a cannon. He must have gone up 40 feet into the air and about 70 feet in distance.
Marty, we're up at the top level of the Coliseum, and I'm not sure. I think he was looking in our eyeballs as he went by. Larry Brooks, oh my goodness.
Well, he is closing down on James Chamberlain, no relation to Mike.
Yeah, I don't come from a long line of motorcycle riders.
we wouldn't want to give James the kiss of death.
We wouldn't want him to arrange him into my family tree, I'm sure. But look at this, this is great. There's Brooks in 3rd place right now.
And right behind him, guess who? Mike Craig, there they go. Right up after each other. This is fantastic riding. They're in 3rd and 4th right now, closing down on the leaders.
Kodajarvi, Stephen Kodajarvi still maintains the lead. I'll give him some credit, man. He has hung on to that lead.
Now watch Brooks come over this jump. Watch him come over this jump right here.
He ate him alive. He had him for lunch. He was a Lunchable.
That is absolutely incredible.
You know, it's almost like ballet. That's a classic footage that you always see of these slow motion guys. And at nighttime, there'd be flash bulbs going off like you wouldn't believe it here.
Well, Kotajarvi is holding on to the position so far, but I don't think it's a matter of if, but when he surrenders the lead to Mike Craig.
You know, I'll be honest with you, Marty. I mean, Kotajarvi has really hung in there on this one. He's got two of the best racers, or the two best racers, chasing him down right now. And on board that Kawasaki, he is held tough. We've got a couple of riders down, Marty, on the far side of the course. I don't know if you can see them.
There's the battle as the race continues. We'll keep you posted on what happens over there.
You know, I like the fact that they use the double peristyle. It just opens up the excitement. Watch this, Marty. He's got some heat on his tailpipes, and Mike Craig has taken the lead. Brooks is running to second place, and Kotajarvi has surrendered to third. Bus Chamberlain in fourth.
Oh, look at this. Now, that was a great shot. You can see how high these two are getting.
Well, now it comes down to row number 6 is what it comes down to at this point. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Craig or is it going to be Brooks? 4 laps to go, 3.5 to go.
We got to tell you, that's fighting for first now, folks, because Kotajarvi has long since departed the premises. He's back in third and fading fast.
And keep in mind those manufacturer points here between Yamaha and Kawasaki. Half a lap to go. They fly through that classic arch at the Los Angeles Coliseum.
Okay, let's see whose line ends up being the right line down the base here, because this is going to be the race right here.
All right, Craig usually goes out to the berm. Not this. Oh, look at that.
Nice move.
Oh, they flip-flopped that time, didn't they?
Yeah. But, you know, that's a mental thing, because what Craig does there is he forces Larry Brooks to change his line, and maybe he changed his mind. And for that moment of hesitation. Oh, and Brooks is off.
Oh, no, Marty, he goes tail over tea kettle. He is up, but he is wobbly. He looks like a prize fighter that just took the right jab to send him down.
And Mike Craig looks back.
Craig knows exactly what happened. He looked over his shoulders. Marty, that was unbelievable. He needed those inches so desperately that he took the ultimate dive that time. Oh, my goodness.
We talk about the mind games that are played in sports. Maybe, just maybe, that was part of it right there.
Marty, he's trying to get back on that bike. He is wobbly, but he's trying to get back on.
He's trying to finish because he has to get across the line
just to
get the points and to make it to the main. And listen to this crowd.
Listen to the crowd come to life.
This is incredible.
Marty, this is a memory that will live in my mind as long as I think of the Mickey Thompson Offroad Championship round. Look at the
90-degree heat. 90-degree heat. He's got to get it up over that hill. Oh, now I don't know.
I don't know if you can get some help on that either.
I don't know what the rules committee will say there, but
he's hurting, Marty. Look at him grabbing his ribs. What a heroic effort by Larry Brooks. Unbelievable.
All right, let's take a look and see what happens to Larry Brooks. Now, this was his normal race line up on the top end of the peristyles. He would go to the berm, but he comes out just a little bit too wide. Look at it here. The front tire is sliding. It's pushing on him, and he catches the safety barrier there, and look at this, right off of the edge. And he hits hard on his right ribs, and it looks as though he had the wind knocked out of him momentarily, but he doesn't give up. I mean, he just gets right back up. Take another look at it. Now, notice, look at the bike pushing on him. It's sliding away from him. Too close, too close, too close. Oof! His shoulder takes it on the side there. I didn't see that in the other angle, but you can see he just goes flying off over the peristyle. That's an 85-foot drop to the bottom, folks. And this guy gets up and pushes his bike to the finish line, and there is the best news that we can give you. He is up, he is walking, and I guarantee you if he qualified for the main, he'll be there.
Larry Brooks, what a spill, and you're up and moving around. You got to hurt a little bit.
Body's a little sore, mostly pride and disappointed for the championship run. We're in a close battle for the top 3 positions, and disappointment's the major word right now. I clipped the top peristyle up there, and it turned my handlebars, and I fell down to the bottom of the hill. Just a little bit of the pride and major disappointments for tonight.
But you're going to go back.
Of course, of course. This is the sport I love, and I'll always be here. So next week's another weekend.
Larry Brooks says he'll go back to the front, and I believe him.
Heat race number 2, the Stadium SUPERLITES online. And Marty, there's 8 racers in this one, and every one of them, I think, has a story to tell. It's going to be fun to watch.
Now, on the front row will be Terry Peterson and Don Archibald, Joe Price alongside of Mercedes Gonzalez, C.J. Mears in row number 3 alongside of Rennie Awana, and Stacy Fay and Alex Briones in row number 4.
What's interesting about row number 3, C.J. Mears and Rennie Awana, C.J. 15 years of age, the man next to him, Rennie Awana, 50 years of age, a 35-year age difference in row number 3. We'll keep our eye on that one. We are off and at it. Terry Peterson collides right off the start with number 8, Joe Price. But he rebounds from it. Well, he doesn't. Actually, he drops way back to like 3rd spot. Joe Price may be the guy that comes out with the lead on this. 46 years of age, out of Covina, California. He's racing in his backyard today here at the Coliseum. And what a great story this would be. He is the runaway leader right now. His closest competitor, number 27, Don Archibald.
Now, the thing that makes this story so interesting for Joe Price is he is a paraplegic. He has use of only his hands, and he doesn't let it stop him. Just give me no quarter, guys. I'll earn the win.
Absolutely, and you can talk to the other racers, and they cut him no slack at all. Joe lost his legs in a motorcycle accident, and after they learned to put the controls on the steering wheel, he said this was a new lease on life for him. And you gotta love the story of Joe Price leading here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Heat race number 2, Stadium SUPERLITES, sophisticated little racing machines that are always a favorite with the fans no matter where we go.
Joe Price just continues to motor on.
Yeah, actually, Archibald and Mercedes Gonzalez can come out toe-to-toe on this one. There's the big battle as they go over to the triple jump, the quad jump on the far side, and they almost take each other out of it. And look who's sneaking in there. Rennie Awana has moved into 2nd place.
He just picked up 3 spots.
Oh, he just let him bash it out, and then he says, thank you, I'll walk in. You open the door, I'll walk in. But he's going to surrender it again to Archibald as they come down. We got 2 laps to go. This thing's getting good.
The big loser on that was Mercedes Gonzalez. She lost 4 spots.
360cc 2-stroke engines is what power the Stadium SUPERLITES around the Los Angeles Coliseum. Hey, I'm Mike Chamberlain, sitting here with Marty Reeves. I'm glad you could join us on ESPN. We're at the Los Angeles Coliseum, stop number 5 on the Mickey Thompson Tour. Still to come, we're going to go to Denver and Las Vegas in the Northern California. Hope you get a chance to come out and see it live.
I'll tell you what, this will be the high point of the year for Joe Price. It's easier for me to say. If he can hold on to this, there's the battle for 2nd place. Look out!
Rennie!
Rennie gets it way loose.
He just dropped from 2nd to 4th like that, Marty. White flag out.
1 lap to go for Joe Price. 1 last chance for Don Archibald. Oh, no, Joe stalls the vehicle for a second. This is Archibald's chance. They're going to go up and split it on the A and B lane.
This is as close as it has been the entire race, and we are in the final lap, and Joe gets a little nose heavy at the top of the peristyles under the classic curve there, and there's that 85-foot drop, 2 stories straight down. Let's see how it comes out, Marty.
He's going to have to keep on the throttle because here comes Don Archibald. This is going to be close. Through the rhythm section, Price maintains the lead by about 4 vehicle lengths, trying to stretch it now.
Marty, what a great victory this will be for Joe Price. He sweeps around that final turn, and he is looking dead straight at a checkered flag. What a classic win, a classic race for Joe Price. A paraplegic racing with his hands, has not the use of his legs. What a marvelous story this is in Los Angeles.
You know, I've messed up on a few relationships in my life, but there's one that's lasted over 35 years with a lot of help from Quaker State. It's tough on wear, tough on sludge. So Quaker State and I are planning on a meaningful relationship with my new car. So why don't you do the same with your new car's engine, and Quaker State will guarantee it for 250,000 miles or 10 years in writing. You think if I gave Lonnie the Quaker State deal, she'd give me the same guarantee? Quaker State is one tough motor oil.
All right, this should be a lot of fun. This is heat race number 2. These are the granddaddies of all the forms of racing here today, the Grand National Sport Trucks. It's an 8-lap situation.
Man to watch is number 3. If you remember, Roger Mears in heat race number 1 ended up getting collected in that accident and took him out of the race. And he obviously needs to pick up some pieces here, put them all back together to make sure that he has a good starting position for the main. He is in row number 2 on the outside, and he's got the best position of all the fast front runners that have been running well all weekend.
I'll tell you what, Marty, the Toyotas have to win in this one. They're going to have to earn it. They're going to have to weave their way through a lot of front traffic right now. As those two, well, on the front in the 19, we've got a Ford and we've got a Dodge, and we are off and at it. And there's a lot of bumping and grinding going on, and we haven't even hit the first turn already.
Oh, and that's Ivan Stewart up on the water barrier, but he manages to regain control, falls back into line.
Brian Stewart, 28 years of age, out of Orange, California, in that Dodge Dakota, could be the man that will end up with the point as they come down. And the first drop is actually, it's going to be number 19. We're talking about Jerry Welchel.
And remember, he's taken over for Greg George. Greg suffered a concussion earlier in the day during a rollover in practice. Down the back straightaway, side by side with Brian Stewart.
Well, I can tell you, Jerry Welchel looks like he has lived in this car all his life. He seems so comfortable behind the wheel of this Grand National Sport Truck.
Here comes Brian. He gets on the inside and takes advantage. Nice pass by Brian Stewart. And yes, Brian is the young son of the Iron Man.
Jerry Welchel doing double duty, also racing in the Super 1600s. 31 years of age, out of Mission Viejo, California, and he is fighting off Brian Stewart right now. They are going at each other. They're outside the Coliseum.
Well, they're going to be nose to tail coming off of this. Now, can Roger Mears, who took the B lane, take the lead? It looks like Mears may have shot it. Yes, Mears is going to battle for the lead. Hits the rhythm section nicely. And just what we were talking about, that he had the opportunity, he looks to have taken a chance and taken a capitalization and moved in front. Mears coming around. Looking behind him is Ivan Stewart. They're getting ready to come right past a slowing Rob McCachran. Ivan Stewart, oh, he may get pinched off there. Roger Mears manages to get past it. So does Ivan Stewart. Roger Mears Jr. now getting hung up back there.
Boy, some tense moments as they have to deal with some of the slower traffic, as in Rob McCachran, who was just not performing at all well here today in Los Angeles. So here they come. Mears being chased by the Iron Man, Ivan Stewart. A couple of very, very experienced racers.
But very aggressive. Take a look at the front end of Ivan's truck. He has obviously pulled his way through the pack to make it to this point. And here it comes. First and second on the line.
4 laps to go. You might note in third place is Roger Mears Jr.
You know, the one thing we should point out about Mears Sr. truck is that he has put some more low-end torque in the engine and also changed the spring rates and other pieces in the suspension to stop the bicycling. If you remember some of our earlier races this year, he has been famous for going up on the bicycle quite often, and they have not been doing that this weekend. This could be the combination he needs for victory.
All right, here we go. Mears and Stewart, it looks like it's going to come out that way again as they hit the triple jumps to the rhythm section, or the whoop-de-doos on the far side. Look at the acceleration that Ivan Stewart finds and makes an inside maneuver on, and they are bumping fenders as they go around the far sweep, and Mears and Ivan Stewart are just muscling each other.
Well, Ivan's got a problem with his vision. That front hood is flapping up into his face. It's hopefully going to break off here real soon.
Oh, I couldn't believe the speed that Ivan Stewart found on the far speed section of the course. He finally loses that hood, Marty, as he goes up the peristyle. So that's one problem he's got out of the way. The next problem is to simply take care of Roger Mears.
Ivan makes a mistake. He got up on the bicycle, forced him to come to a dead stop. Mears should come out of this with the lead.
Look how close it is on that far side. And Marty, you are exactly right. 44-year-old Roger Mears out of Bakersfield, California, in the King Cab V6 overhead Cam Nissan.
Mears Sr. is going to win. He raced number 2. Here he comes to the flag.
And Marty, it's going to be a family affair. His son, Roger Mears Jr., out of Bakersfield, 27, will finish second. Ivan will be happy to settle for third place after spending a few seconds in the no-no box. Open wheel racing, the Super 1600s, and Marty Reed's going to set it up for us.
Well, the man to watch is number 4, Jerry Welchel. He's had terrible luck here at the Coliseum, but he may have gotten a good break. There you see him as the green flag drops. We'll expound on that story as we get underway. See what happens. That's Frank Argiero in the number 1. going up the peristyles for the first time.
Archiero and Welch will actually become the big story in this race. Both of them are tied with 13 main event wins, which is a record. So they'd love to notch number 14 here at the granddaddy of them all, the Los Angeles Coliseum. That's Aaron Hawley, who jumped out to the lead. He's 25 years of age, out of Las Vegas, and he's the man on the point, and he's running away with it right now. Look at that race for second place.
Jerry Welchel, the number 4. Archiero gets a little sideways. They hit, and Welchel goes up onto the hydro barrier and loses the spot.
I tell you, I tip my hat to Jerry Welchel for even bringing that Super 1600 back online. All he lost was one position out of that little battle. That could have been disastrous. He could have been up, and we have a 1600 that is flipping and flopping, number 19, Troy Ernst from Las Vegas. Oh, my.
Now, I don't know if Troy's going to be able to get that refired and out of the way. It looks like he has some broken suspension on the right front. Yes, he does. Meanwhile, the battle back up front, guess who's taken over the lead while all that took place? Frank Archiero Jr. on the outside, number 7. That is Marty Hart. He has taken over second place.
Frank Archiero, 45 years of age, from nearby Laguna Hills, California. One of the most experienced racers on the Mickey Thompson circuit. He's been there. He's seen it all on the racetracks, on and around. Oh, look at this. They're going to split, and he almost got the rear tire, did Marty Coyne.
You know,
Archiero.
You know where Frank's first victory in a Super 1600 came?
I would guess right here.
You got it.
All right.
Ago.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that they've been racing 13 years in the Los Angeles Coliseum. Sometimes I'm totally just amazed at what Mickey Thompson did, bringing all this dirt and cars. And look at this. Mickey'd be proud to see this battle going on the far side.
Boy, Marty Hart shot out of a cannon there. He really came through, taking the lead, and look at the gap that he's opened up.
And he has what I call, I think you'll understand, clean dirt in front of him. Nobody's throwing dirt or dirt clods in his face right now. So he's got some clean dirt. Let's see, Archiero's going to follow him this time, Marty. He likes that A lane, that outside lane.
Yeah, I think he realized he made a mistake going on the B side last time.
They're outside the Los Angeles Coliseum, and then they quickly come back, and they make that 85-foot drop. It is straight down, folks. This is a 2-story free fall. It's a space shot. And they make it look so easy. They all come out of it cleanly, and Archiero still chasing Marty Hart.
In third place, way back there, there is the number 4 of Jerry Welchel as this battle continues. Jerry, he had a bit of good luck for a change. He went out for one extra practice lap this morning as we see the battle continue, and he managed to break a dry flange. Now, that doesn't sound like good luck, but if he wouldn't have done it in that last practice lap, it would have happened in the first lap of this heat race, and he would have not qualified for the main event. So maybe his luck is finally turning, but right now he's got his hands full trying to catch this guy, number 7, Marty Hart, and also the number 1 of Frank Archiero.
Frank Archiero, the winner in San Diego. Jerry Welchel, that Marty was talking about, was a winner in Seattle and Dallas this year. Lap and a half to go as they work the rhythm section, or the whoopie-doos, as we often call it. Then a small series of double jumps, and that far sweeping hard left-hand turn. And then it is full throttle down the front straightaway, where he will see the white flag. 1 lap to go right now for Marty Hart.
Peristyles one last time. Notice a great side bite he's getting on his tires. Not a lot of back-end fishtailing.
This time Archiero follows him down the same line, the same peristyle, the same 85-foot drop. So Marty Hart right now is a half a lap to go. Basically has 2 more left-hand turns, and he will have captured heat race number 2, the Super 1600s at Los Angeles Coliseum. And there it is, the checkered flag for Marty Hart.
Let's go back to the moment in the race when Jerry Welchel's race may have been determined. Watch the left front wheel as they come through turns 6 and 7. Frank Archiero in the number 1 will get a little bit sideways, and he'll come very close and tap the number 4, Jerry Welchel. And then see what happens there? The left front wheel, well, eventually the control arm on that wheel gave way, and Jerry Welchel backed up and may not make it to the main here in heat number 1.
You walk down pit row, the first thing that comes to mind is the 18-wheelers, the multi-men crews working on the race truck. Well, it's not all done that way. Off the beaten path in a modest trailer over to the side is the Joey Moore operation. It's ran more on determination than it is big sponsorship money.
Well, we're a privateer that's racing the Mickey Thompson series. We don't have the factory money that the factory trucks have got, but we're out to try and get towards the factory. We're working towards getting factory backing is what we're working towards with our long-term goals.
Saw Dad over borrowing a nut from a neighbor. Is that a commonplace?
Yeah, it is. We loan out a few to people that we've got, and we also borrow quite a bit from people because we don't have the resources that a lot of the factory teams do.
So is the rest of the crew on a water break or something right now?
Yeah, I sent my brother after some gas, and my dad, we worked him pretty hard last night. We had a late night. We're going on about 3 hours sleep.
How many's in your crew?
There's me and my dad. Mark is the person who paid our entry fee for this race. We've got him working, and he's actually the one that paid for us to come here. And then my brother is, like I said, he's running down gas now, so there's just the 4 of us.
The postscript to Joey Moore's battle to make the show is that he did not make it. It's another example of how you need big dollars to go big-time racing. He just didn't have enough parts to be able to make the qualifying field. As always, the show here at the Los Angeles Coliseum, we've got so much action we can't show you every single heat race, but take a look at what happened in the Scat Track 4-wheel ATV in heat race number 1. This is some great action down the backstretch. Now, in the lead at this point is the number 3 of Doug Eichner. The number 1 of Mark Earhart is on the inside. They're coming through the rhythm section, and it is the number 1 of Mark Earhart, the 20-year-old from Hemet, on the JP, taking the inside. It looks as though he's going to be able to hold on to it at this point, but watch what happens as Eichner keeps the throttle down and holds on to it until this point right here. Notice he gets a little wide, little loose in the tail end, and the inside line for the number 1 of Mark Earhart, defending series champion and 2-time winner so far this year, gives him the lead, and from that point he was able to hold on for the win.
Well, Marty, I'll tell you what, you can send the fans home. I could leave right now. I've seen enough racing. I've gotten my money's worth tonight here on ESPN. No?
No way, no way. Best is yet to come. It's going to be a Nissan Toyota showdown here. At least that's the way it looks. If you take a look at the highlights from heat races number 1 and 2. In the first heat race, watch what happens to Scott Douglas. Now, he's in the Jeep in the foreground. Now, he ends up getting sideways and ends up on his side. Now, take a look further back after he rolls over. Roger Mears Jr. in the number 8 gets through. Here comes the number 4 of Rod Millen, and watch what happens. He quickly ducks out of the way, and Roger Mears Sr. has nowhere to go except right into Scott Douglas, and that put him out of that race. And Toyota went on to finish. Millen first, Ivan Stewart second. Then in heat race number 2, watch what happens. That is Mears Sr. on the left side of your screen in the Bud Nissan. In the Toyota, on the inside, Ivan Stewart. Now watch what happens. Ivan gets into him, according to Rough Driving, once, and then a second time, and then as they come around the corner, watch the front wheels on the Nissan. He goes from hard right to a hard left to save it. Ivan hits him one more time. Ivan ended up in the penalty box for a few seconds, long enough to send him back to third, and it was a Nissan sweep. Mears Sr. followed by Roger Jr.
And you're trying to tell me that it's going to get better than that?
Absolutely.
No way, brother. No way. I don't know. But if it does, buckle up, folks, because the Grand National Sport Trucks main event is coming at you on ESPN.
As the sun sets over Southern California and reflects off of downtown Los Angeles, we are ready for the Grand National Sport Trucks, and this is the main event. Note how clean they are now, ladies and gentlemen, because when all is said and done, they're going to be dirty, dirty, dirty. Marty set it up for us.
Well, Ivan Stewart, you see him, the 4th truck in line back there. He is the defending champion from last year, but you cannot give him the favorite status. Look at Rod Millen, his teammate, in the front row. Rod has won 3 out of the 4 main events this year that Toyota has taken. They are going for 5 in a row. No one's ever done it.
Okay, they are revving it up. Get ready to rumble in Los Angeles. It's going to be fun. The best drivers in the world, stadium off-road racing, and here we go. Buckle up. It's going to be a 12-lap affair.
Watch for Rod Millen. If he gets an early lead, look out. Katie bar the door. Big jam up down at the base of the hill. Guess who got caught up in it? Going up the peristyles, Roger Mears Sr. got sideways. His race may be over already.
Rob McEachran dead in the water. He is just sitting there still right now, and he's going to watch the rest of the race go by. They're going to close that lane down as we go back to our leaders. Here they come right at you, folks. Look out. Buckle up, everybody.
Millen followed by Ricky Johnson. Ivan Stewart trying to close in on third place. He's with Roger Mears Jr. Look at that battle there.
What a story Ricky Johnson is. He has won 2 world motocross titles here on 2 wheels. This is only the 4th time, Marty, that he has raced a truck. And look at him in 2nd place in the main event of the Mickey Thompson Off-Road Championship Grand Prix.
Millen has got the lead over Ricky Johnson. This is a better position for Ricky to be in. It's better for him to be the pursuer right now rather than the leader, because he's so young at this that when you feel that pressure over your back shoulder, it's always tougher. When you're the pursuer, you can go ahead and chase that guy down, watch his line, watch him make a mistake, wait for the opening, pick your moment, and there's still plenty of time. Great shot from inside.
He is looking at your leader, Rod Millen. Millen won in Anaheim, won in Seattle, won in Dallas, and is in the firing pin right now, is in position to win in Los Angeles. Then they go up the peristyle. It's a 2-story climb, a hard lefty, and then they make the 80-foot drop.
Boy, Rod knows that Ricky is back there. There's without a doubt Millen is feeling the heat. He can get glimpses of him from time to time, like right there. He knows that he's right behind him.
Rod Millen leading. Ricky Johnson, 28 years of age, from San Diego in the Chevy Thunder truck. Started racing at age 9, did Ricky. Went on to become the all-time Supercross champion with 28 wins, and we're inside his Chevy Thunder truck.
And you saw the shot go a little sideways. Ricky got it a little loose, and you can see the amount of ground that Rod was able to pull out. But here comes Ricky trying to reel him back in.
But the big story, keep in mind, and remember, tuck this one away, Toyota going for an unprecedented 5th consecutive victory on the Mickey Thompson Tour. It's hard to tell if Ricky is just being patient or if he just can't seem to find the right moment to seize him.
No, I got to tell you, this is Rod Millen and the horsepower of the Toyota. You're talking about experienced driver. Ricky's doing everything he can to reel in Rod Millen, and he's doing an excellent job.
Rockin' Rod Millen, 40 years of age, out of Newport Beach, California. Born and raised on a dairy farm in New Zealand, where he first got his touch of driving go-karts.
All right, we've got lap traffic coming into play here. Aiku Hanawa, there he is in the Mazda. Now, will he get in the way? No, both guys will go the other direction. They take the A lane, Hanawa's in the B lane.
Aiku is Japan's #1 off-road racer, tutored by Glenn Harris, driving the Mazda here, but he will not be a factor tonight. It is American debut in stadium off-road racing. The spotlight shining on that #4 Toyota of Rod Millen.
Boy, what a moment if Rick Johnson can pull this off somehow, because Chevrolet is the main sponsor of tonight's event. They have a lot of people up here in the press box, and Toyota, of course, winning 4 straight. They would like nothing better than to knock that string to an end.
And now it's full throttle at the start-finish line, and we have 2 laps to go. Rob McEachran, I think, is that McEachran throwing smoke?
No, that's Jerry Welchel.
Okay. Jerry Welchel making his debut tonight.
Now an interesting move. This time, Rick Johnson's going to try the A lane, and he lets Millen go. This could be the race right here. If it works, and he can reel some distance in, he may make it work. If it doesn't work, and it turns out to be the slow lane, he could be so far back with only 2 laps to go, race could be over.
He had no choice but to finally make a move, Marty, and it is not going to pay off for him. Ricky Johnson will still come out in 2nd place, although he did pick up. Oh, my goodness, look at him. He took the double jumps in a single bound.
Yeah, I mean, he got more acceleration coming off the corner. Now, he may try the same move again. Now, if you're Rod Millen, do you play a mind game with him and you just take the A lane? Here comes Ricky on the inside. Wheel to wheel.
What an awesome display of horsepower as the white flag comes out. There's some fender bending going on. Fiberglass flying everywhere.
All right, now Millen was forced to take the A lane. He didn't want to. Final lap, Ricky Johnson on the inside. He said this 600 laps of practice showed him to do one thing: get more aggressive. Had to get more aggressive. These guys, this is all out racing.
Holy buckets of water. It comes down to this. Ricky Johnson in the Thunder car, and Millen seemed to have stalled in the corner, and Ricky Johnson will come out with the lead with a half lap to go through the rhythm section, the double jumps, the far sweeping left-hand turns, Miller's not going to quit. He's got everything in that Toyota going right now, Marty.
Johnson's got to stay to the inside. Don't give him the inside lane, Ricky. He's got him. Ricky Johnson.
First ever win, and what a way to do it in front of the hometown fans here in Los Angeles, California. What a great move. 2 world titles he won here on a motorcycle tonight. He brings home the main event, and he stops the streak of Toyota.
Ricky Johnson has just graduated to Grand National Sport Truck Racing.
Magna cum laude.
Ricky Johnson, we said it just at the tail end when you took the checker flag. You just graduated to the head of the class.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I went from a preschooler at San Diego to a graduation. I need my tassel right now because I'm telling you, this feeling is going to be hard to match. I know all the hard work we put in with the team, and oh God, I know they feel as good as I do. This is a team effort, and I owe it to them just as much as I did my driving.
Take a look at the monitor. This will be your first chance to get a look at this. Now, set us up, take us through it.
What happened is Rod messed up on that last jump, and he got a little bit sideways, and so then I just felt that I had a little more straightaway speed, so if I just stayed straight and stayed solid, I could get that inside line from him. Here we hit in the air a little bit, which was no blood, no foul. He didn't flip, I didn't flip, but I knew he couldn't go for the inside lane because I had priority. So I thought if I hustle and get through the inside lane and make it around, that he won't be able to get me down the straightaway because I felt my truck worked a little better in the bumps coming onto the last straightaway. So
it was accurate. I mean, that's exactly what happened. You got to be on cloud 9, my friend. Congratulations. What a way to celebrate victory number 1, winning at the LA Coliseum.
Yeah, it's unreal. You know, there's so many people I want to thank. You know, thank Chevrolet for giving me the chance and believing in me that I could come from motocross and be successful in truck racing. Like I said earlier, you know, I told them that I could win a race this year, but when I got into it at San Diego and Seattle and Dallas, I thought maybe I stuck my foot in my mouth. But we put it all together tonight, and it went great.
No, you didn't stick your foot in your mouth. You stuck it on the gas pedal.
Definitely. I think I might have bent the pedal a little bit, trying to twist out a little more horsepower. But, oh, man, what a feeling.
Congratulations. Great win.
Thanks a lot, man.
The Mickey Thompson Off-Road Championship Grand Prix has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. And by Toyota Motorsports, where technology on a fast track is built into every Toyota. In-car cameras made possible by your friends at Chevrolet, Yokohama, and Nature's Recipe, the pet food professionals. Barrier camera compliments of CarQuest Auto Parts. This has been a presentation of